Winter Kills here, and welcome to the YCS Hartford 2022 vlog. It is currently 12:25 in the afternoon on Thursday, and we're going to be heading out to our hotel today, and it's going to be an exciting weekend. Alrighty, the workout is complete. Figured I'd do a little something before we're on like a 6-hour drive from where we're at right now. Nice thing about this trip is all of my friends are going to be staying in the same hotel. Y'all managed to get rooms at the same hotel. And I think it's only about 20 minutes or so from the venue. So it won't be that far of a drive in the morning when it is time to play. Other thing too, you guys probably already know what deck I'm playing for the event. If you don't know for some reason, it's Sword Soul Tenyi. Yes, even post-ban list. Now, why did I choose to go with Sword Soul? Good question. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about playing Earth Machine 2, but my brother is going to this YCS with me, and he is going to be playing that deck, as he is very familiar with it. And, of course, I'm also very, very familiar with Sword Soul, thanks to the one deck, 1 month, and everything kind of leading up to this point. Didn't really plan for that. I guess it just kind of worked out, I guess. So I'll be playing Sword Soul. As I'm recording this right now, it's like almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My list still isn't fully complete. There's maybe about 2 side deck slots right now that I'm still unsure of. They're probably going to be going first cards. But outside of that, I really don't know what they're going to be. It's somewhere between Dimensional Barrier, Rivalry, Macrocosmos I've been looking at as well, because Macrocosmos is a pretty good card. Another thing that makes this event a little difficult, and I'll go back to the side deck in a minute, but another thing that makes this event a little bit more difficult than other events I've gone to, and this would be my third YCS now, is that we just had a ban list drop about, 9 days ago, and we also had a new set come out, about a week ago as well. And it introduced a pretty meta-relevant archetype, I can't speak, and that of the Therion. So that kind of like switches some things up a little bit, introduces some new contenders like ABC Therion, Adventurer Therion, Punk Therion, which by the way is a deck I probably will play after the YCS. Same thing with Rika, Sun Avalon. Shoutouts to Aerosol for putting me on that deck, because that deck looks amazing, and it looks super fun. But there's some spice in the side deck, and I can go ahead and leak the goo right now, I guess, since you guys won't see this till after the event. But it's a card called Allumirage. Now, you're probably going to, I'll put a picture of it up here on the screen. So it is a level 3 Wind Worm Tuner monster. So why am I siding this card? Well, the past week and a half, me, my friend Adam, and my friend Colin, we've been trying to deliberate how do we fix Sword Soul's biggest problems? How do we beat Collector and Nibiru? Those are Sword Soul's biggest challenges. Next to There Can Be Only One and Dimensional Barrier. But I would say Nibiru and Collector are probably about the top of that list. Everything else is pretty high up as well, but those 2 cards are at the top of the list. And this card typically doesn't help to answer Nibiru, because we don't really need it to answer Nibiru, because Chao Feng does that for us. But how do we beat the one who calls Collect? And that's where this Allumirage card comes in play, because games 2 or 3, we side this card in. If we're going first, we side out of a shoot. If we're going second, we side out an Adara. And we put this card in so that when they do Collector us on our Moir or Taya, whatever it is, we can chain circle, tributing off the token to summon this Allumirage, which is a level 3 tuner, which allows us to make Yazi, which allows us to out the Collector, which allows us to continue to extend into a Taya or a Moai, whichever we haven't used at that current point. I mean, maybe it's super spicy. I don't think it's that crazy spicy. We're also looking at Metaphys Ragnarok as another target because it's a level 4. But being able to go into Yazi to actually remove the Collector from the field is also really nice. I guess you could argue you could like make Baxia to spin the Collector back into the deck. Maybe that's a more like better out to the card, but Baxia really doesn't give you much follow-up unless you already have something set up in grave. And then, of course, if you get Collector Don Longyan, right, you can tag into an Adara, which is already a thing that we can do, so that's not really a big deal. And the nice thing, it's a worm, so if we draw it, it's a reveal for Moai, it's a discard for Longyan, right? Doesn't really make too big of a difference. You can even normal summon it and set a blackout, and you're chilling. And it's on field effect, it's not bad. It's not an activated effect, so it can, like, drop monsters down by a lot of attack, like Psychic and Punisher by, like, 3,300, because I think it's, like, 300 for each level. So, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, this is I've never done a vlog for an event like this, so I'm just kind of going with whatever I feel like I want to record. Um, and hopefully it's gonna be fun. Spent a lot of time preparing for this event, like a lot. Like I think I want to say the past 3 weeks or so have just been going nonstop every day, just trying to do something to make the deck better, practicing, getting some games in against friends, playing on the ladder. And I'll probably still be doing a lot of thinking about the deck on the drive to our hotel to try to figure out some of the last pieces that need to go into the deck. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say for now. Yeah, I do need to go get something out of the mail too. Something important came in the mail too, so I have to go grab that actually. In this package is something that I admittedly didn't want to buy because I did buy 6 boxes of the new set Dimension Force. I don't know why I did. I mean, honestly, I was looking for Regulus, and I opened 6 boxes, and I pulled 1 and 3 Lily. But after I had opened 4, I had given up the chase, kind of, and I decided that I would just order 3 Regulus, and they showed up today, the last day that they could possibly show up. So we have our own copies now, but luckily my friend Adam had 3 copies prior, so we could borrow them in case they didn't show up, but we have our playset now. And I got these things at like 63 bucks a piece because I heard they got bought out like a day or 2 later, so I kind of got lucky there with the timing, so can't complain about that. I wish I didn't have to buy them. I wish I would have just pulled them right out of the box and maybe gotten 4 Starlights per pack like I think Jeff Jones did or something. Can't believe that happened. That was totally crazy. But I just got to finish uploading this episode of One Deck One Month, eat some food, and we're out of here. All right, 6-hour drive just about, and we've finally arrived at the hotel. Beautiful hotel here, beautiful location. I'm tired and I'm hungry, so we're gonna go bring all of our stuff in, check in, and go out to eat, and then come back and finalize the deck list and hand it in, probably. There she is. Beautiful hotel room. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Right now it is time to go get some food. I am starving. Side deck is never done. Okay. Okay, so quick update. It is just after 1 a.m. and I think the side deck is finally complete. At least I'm not willing to stay up any later to continue working on it. Both me and my brother actually just finished working on our side decks, and we're going over siding patterns and everything. We wanted to make sure we had like all the main matchups covered, but also like cover some of the other matchups maybe we weren't thinking enough about or maybe not respecting, because obviously it's a wide open field and there's going to be a lot of decks there. Some of which we may not expect, but we want to be, prepared somewhat for them, like the ABC Therion Adventurer stuff, the Punk Therion stuff, like all the newer stuff that's kind of coming in. So we wanted to make sure we had some like coverage for those matchups. But this is what the side deck currently looks like. Yeah, it's nothing like too crazy. We have the 1 reboot, God card, Macrocosmos. This is kind of experimental, but God card going first against some decks where maybe D barrier isn't super hot. And speaking of 2 D barrier, 2 D barrier, 3 anti-spell. This has been like a Sword Soul staple in the side deck since like the deck's inception. 3 Lightning Storm, 1 Harpies. I really wanted to play Twin, but my 2 other friends that are playing Sword Soul are also on Lightning Storm, so I'm just kind of with them on the L Storm. 1-for-1 trade, no discard. It's like it's 1-for-1 trade or it's like 1-for-all trade, and this is like good against combo and back row, I guess. And there's no discards too, which, I mean, I'm not super afraid of the discards, but like I really like quick play stuff. But like I'm just gonna try it out, and we're gonna see what happens. 3 Droll, because this is good against those Therion decks, the Punk decks, Flunder. Yeah, I mean, you could also technically say it's good against the branded Allure version of Despia, but I think that's incorrect. And I'm not playing Nib, I'm playing this over Nib, just because I don't want Nibiru conflicting with, like, the best cards in my deck here, which are these guys, the Tennies. I don't want that to happen. I do not want that to happen whatsoever. And then the God card in the side deck, the true God card, the one Illumirage, is the Spice, and we'll see how loyal he is. Yeah, I wanted to update you guys on that. We're gonna submit the deck list now. Both of us are submitting our deck lists, and then we're gonna go to bed, go to the convention center tomorrow, confirm our seat, and we'll take it from there, I guess. Okay, so we are on our way to the convention center now to meet some friends and obviously, sign up for the tournament and everything. Get our entry packs, hope we can pull kind of nutty. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to update you guys on. First major pickup of the entire tournament right here. Now we just need two more of these bad boys. My goodness, it looks so good. So damn good. Alright, so I'm really just gonna quickly... Why do I always start every fucking thing with alright? Now to show you guys some of the other things that I got from the venue. Obviously, you guys already saw this beauty of a Starlight, but I did grab some other things. Not a lot of things, but I'll just show you guys real quick. So I did pick up, I think, another Foxy tune or two. Yeah, I got 2 more Foxy tunes here. So I got 2 of those. I got a Deer Note as well, because like Punk Therion is looking like a really fun deck. Another Disc Coliseum. This makes my 2nd copy. Got another Alti Ding. This one guy, his name was Nigel. I think he was from California. Cool guy, super cool dude. He's where I got the Regulus from, and the Dingirsu. Super cool guy. His binder was insane. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a more insane binder. I probably should have got some video footage of it, but insane binder. And then I talked to a couple other guys and got some Rika cards. Because shout out Aerosol TCG for putting me on this deck, and I probably will be playing it at some point in the future. Got a 3rd Strenna because I might need a 3rd one. Some other like generic like plant stuff like Rose Paladin, and some Rose Bell of Revelation. Just some like other generic support cards. 2 copies of Rika Glamour, 2 copies of Jasmine, and 2 copies of the Bangalancer. This card looks sick, man. I really like this card a lot. So yeah, those are all the pickups from today, signing in and everything like that. Pretty happy with it. Almost lost my binder, but luckily my friend Colin grabbed it for me, so shout outs to him. But yeah, I still can't believe I have this this Starlight Regulus. I mean, like, look at this thing in the light. Like, this card just looks gorgeous. I don't know if the light and the camera is doing it justice, but like, this card looks insane. I have the Starlight Chijiaos, as you guys know, but Starlight Synchros like don't really look that good. But when you have like a regular main deck monster like this, I don't know, I think this just looks like 10 times better than the Chijiao does, and I definitely want to grab 2 more, just either for like Punk Therion or to max out the Earth Machine deck, because you got to make up for only common dozers, right? So but the plan for the rest of the night is really simple. Event starts at 10 tomorrow. I think that's when round 1 is supposed to start. We want to get there maybe like an hour and a half early, so we don't have to be rushed or anything and get all settled in. Any other last minute purchases from vendors and things like that, just be prepared, right? And yeah, we're also going to be everybody's just gonna be kind of hanging out later in one room, so that'll be nice. Just kind of chill, hang out, maybe do some like testing matches and things like that, just to go through the motions. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan for the rest of the night, and yeah, tomorrow's go time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading out to the YCS. It is Saturday morning. We got ourselves a nice little breakfast, and yeah, I'm super excited. The whole squad's excited. It's gonna be a good day, man. Everybody's going EXO, baby. Let's go. Alright, so quick update. Vlogging on the phone here. I just wanted to record something while I was in here. Just finished up our round 3 match, and we are 1-2, unfortunately. Just played against Agents. Game 1, he just opened up the absolute stones and ended on like Christia, Baron, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I just literally could not out it. Like, I thought I had the out, but he had the Master Hyperion synchro, which was just like enough to end the game, because I had a Vessel play afterwards for Vashuda to out the Christia, and I think I already baited the Baron as well, but anytime I activate a card effect, he can banish a fairy to banish a card I control, so he just got rid of the Sword Soul token I had in my field, and that was it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like I made any like blaring misplays where I was like, oh, why did I do that? So that's good at least. I'm still going to play, because if I go 6-2, I might have a chance of topping, and that'd be the best I've done at a YCS, so that's the plan for now. So we're going to go try to find the rest of my squad, and we'll see how they did. So our round 5 match did not go as planned. We ended up losing to Branded Despia 0-2. My opponent only ended on Mirror Jade and Mercurier, and I definitely had the cards to beat it had I played it correctly. That was a reoccurring theme of the day, where I felt like I could break the board, but proceeded to fall short only because my ability to play the deck was not where I needed it to be. So we're just going to go ahead and fast forward to later in the evening after day 1 of the YCS. Yeah, so we are back from day 1 of the YCS, and very unfortunate day. We ended up going X3 and dropping, I think, after round 5. Just filmed the deck profile. It's probably already up on the channel. Probably just uploaded it while I was here in Hartford. But yeah, I think I like the deck list. I like all the theory behind it. I think I just played very poorly today. I think that's what it comes down to. But yeah, I absolutely punted my round 1 game 3. Instead of, like, my end board should have been this. I don't know why you guys can see this, but it's Chenying, double Monk Shaman, and Chi Zhao, which would have been game. But I decided to go for Chao Fang Pass. It's crazy how in the moment I thought Chao Fang was my only line, but I had game. And I lost because I didn't see that. And starting the day off with a 1-0 record as opposed to an 0-1 is a big difference. I wasn't tilted, but just subconsciously having that 1-0 start would have made the day much better. And I think there was something else that happened in my round 5 against Despia. All I had to beat was a Mercurier and a Mirror Jade, and I think my hand could have done it had I just thought outside the box a little bit, because all of his interruptions were known, and he really didn't have any follow-up. And I think I also biffed that too. I might have to talk about it in later detail, because I just want to do like a quick update, because I do have some of my friends are coming up to the room here. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit, maybe go over the game plan for tomorrow and stuff. But yeah, I think I had like double Vessel, double Adara, Taya, Imperm Cosmic, because I like Desires too, and that drew me into Adara Cosmic. Imperm just Kit. Yeah, I just had to beat Mercurier and a Mirror Jade, which should not have been hard to do. I think the problem is because I didn't, like, if I go normal 10 you make Monk, he banishes it, and then I spec 10 you make Monk, resolve Vessel, out the Mirror Jade, and then he has to, you know, Mercurier the Vashuda, or he loses his Mirror Jade, and then I just make a Shaman, I think, discarding the Taya and keep going. I don't know. It's going to require more thought and reflection, but yeah, it was a fun experience. Felt good to be back at a YCS, just a little bittersweet, not doing as good as I would have liked to do. So it is what it is, though. Welcome, everybody, Saturday to Sunday. Yes, Sunday. We're watching the finals up here on the big screen in the hotel room. So yeah, you guys obviously know how yesterday went. I just want to ask you, what do you think about Earth Machine?
Don't play it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because like I really like Earth Machine. I know you guys really like me playing Earth Machine. My brother's played Earth Machine in the past. He really liked it. He got his invite with the deck. But this format and with the release of Regulus, there's just not enough time to put the new build together. And also D-Shifter and Zombie World being in the meta right now as they are, it just feels almost impossible to do well with Earth Machine in a competitive setting. And Regulus doesn't fix the inconsistency issues that the deck has, especially with the gear frame build. It just seems like if you don't open redeployment with the right card in hand, you're really not doing anything, which is unfortunate, and that was kind of what ended up happening. Today we did go to the convention center. I opted not to record because I just wanted to focus a bit more, and I did enter one regional qualifier. That's all I had time to enter because I got there a little late. Admittedly, I kind of slept in a little bit. Got there before my other friends though. Entered one regional flight. Got to the round 2. Played against VW Brave, and in classic Winter Kills fashion, what do? We handed the match to our opponent on a silver platter. My hand was like Alumirage, Ashina, Cosmic, Blackout, and Droll. What do you, Sword Soul players in the comment section, what are you guys doing with that? I'll tell you what I did. I played right into a Nibiru, and it cost me the game. So yeah, a little disappointed. I think that's one of the main themes, is just sheer disappointment for this weekend, but it also is driving me to be much, much better, and you really can't get that drive unless you get a big slap in the face like I did this weekend, so I guess it's kind of a good thing. But I wanted to show you guys some other cool things that I decided to pick up last minute, to help me cope with the terrible losses this weekend. You guys got to see this. All right, so let me just move all this stuff out of here. Oh yeah, I pulled this out of my entry packs from the regional qualifier. Nothing too crazy. I just got a bunch of super rares, and my brother pulled an ultra. We were trying to get our invite last minute, but I did end up picking up these 3 Europrint emergences. I did get a Euro Moyi earlier yesterday. I don't know if I showed you guys, but I got these. They look gorgeous. Picked up 2 Ogre Dance to complete the playset. Picked up I only got 2 Endless Engine because that's all they had. 2 more Disc Coliseum. I'm just buying Therion cards like crazy. This is my 6th Lily. I regret selling the first place that I had for $30 for the entire set. But we also got this goo right here. Starlight Trish. I've been wanting to own this card low-key for a very long time. And, I got this today at the venue. And I'm really happy to own it. I also picked up a couple other Starlights, 2 other Starlights, and I'll show you guys those real quick. These are the last 2 things I got here. I ended up swapping my English Starlight Chichaos for the Portuguese and German copies they had in their case too. They were fine with just doing a straight up swap, and I'm happy they were, because these Europrint Sword Soul cards just look absolutely gorgeous. They just hit different, honestly. Yeah, Trish sleeves. There's the Trish. Beautiful. And one thing that I'm just now seeing is I can't believe this man right here is an absolute machine. He's in the finals playing Sky Striker. He's not playing in Sky Striker. He does not have to beat Sky Striker. He's got to beat Poe. And if Striker wins, I'm actually just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm actually just going to have to take a break from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I will just never hear the end of everybody at my locals that played Striker in the past, and they didn't like the deck, or they stopped playing it because it wasn't good. They're going to see this, and it's going to give them hope to play the deck. But they don't realize that they're not Poe, so they shouldn't play Sky Striker. Don't play Sky Striker unless you're this guy, okay? Don't play the deck. PSA. But yeah, that's pretty much been the entire weekend so far. I think, if anything, I'll probably recap everything and give my final thoughts on the whole weekend, the experience, when I get back home. We're leaving tomorrow morning, and then I'll kind of wrap everything up, like I said. Then it's back to business as usual. I know there hasn't been as many videos this week, but once we get back, it'll be business as usual. So I'll update you guys a little bit later. my goodness, everybody, what a weekend that was. Time to wrap everything up and reflect on the weekend. I figured that'd be a good way to end the vlog here since I really didn't have anything else planned. Also, one thing, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Let me know if you liked it. Didn't really do a lot of filming at the venue just because I'm not really super comfortable with filming in public yet. I know it might look like it. But in a completely new space like that many people, right, I figured it'd be better just to be a little bit more low-key and use the phone. And also, I don't have to worry about bringing this to the venue, too. And it's another thing I could possibly lose and have to keep my eye on, right? So, made things also a little bit easier in the process. But the overall experience was great. Had a lot of fun, buying cards from vendors. Really nice cards like the Starlight Regulus and the Trishula, and picking up those foreign beautiful looking Starlight Chijiaos and some Europrint cards, some Punk cards, some Therion cards, some Sun Avalon cards, some Rika cards, picking up a lot of stuff for decks I want. That was a lot of fun. I maybe spent a little too much money on those things, but I have no regrets, right? What's done is done. And met a lot of cool people there. Shout out to everybody that came up to me that was a fan of the channel. I really appreciate that. It always means a lot anytime somebody does that. It really does. And also huge shout out to everybody from Buffalo that showed up. It's always nice, especially when you go to, a place you've never been to. It's always nice to see familiar faces, especially if they're from your locals. So that's always nice. And yeah, the overall experience, like I said, was a lot of fun. Definitely would do again. Wouldn't trade that experience for anything. And I encourage anybody who's watching this that's never been to a YCS, I would recommend get out to one as soon as you possibly can. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, and it was nice just being to a state I've never been to before. For a 6-hour drive, that wasn't even that bad. I would definitely go to Hartford YCS again next year. Hopefully they have one there next year. And other thing I want to speak on now is the tournament experience. How was the tournament experience? I mean, from my opponent standpoint, did I have some opponent who was a complete asshole, for the lack of a better word? No, luckily everybody I played against was a super nice person. Everybody was chill. Everybody was just, nice. I'm glad that happened. I know some people don't really have that same luck. You just play somebody who's just total jerk the entire time for no reason. I know a couple of my friends had to deal with that, and that's unfortunate. But everything was kind of smooth sailing. But my performance at the tournament, I'm very disappointed, and I don't really think I have anything else to say other than I'm just disappointed in some of the plays that I made. And upon reflecting on some of those matches, it was really rough to see that, a lot of those games that I lost, a lot of those matches I lost were very much winnable had I just seen a different line. And that sucks to know because I thought I was prepared, and very clearly I was not. I've done very well with Sword Soul before at the VIP qualifier. I went 5-1 there. Obviously, it's not as competitive as being at the actual YCS, where people are there for, one thing and one thing only, right? You could treat the VIP thing kind of like locals, and that kind of mentally helps you just kind of stay, not super on edge, right? Oh my God, for VIP, I got to be super perfect. I can't mess up, right? I find a lot of times if you go into a tournament and just treat it it's no big deal, right? I for me personally, it's just it makes me focus more. It makes it seem like there's less on the line. I'm less on edge, right? It's easier for me just to focus on playing my deck, which is what matters the most. And that matters necessarily what's at stake. It only matters, what's on the line when you're in the finals, right? When you're at the YCS finals, you know what's on the line. It's that match right there, right? But if you're just playing Swiss rounds, right, just focus on playing your deck one hand at a time, one game at a time, one match at a time. It kind of helps you stay more focused. And I was able to definitely do that, so that was nice. But just it just sucks. I really don't know how else to say. Going the 2-3 record. Again, I thought I was prepared. Very clearly wasn't. I'll definitely be doing a lot more, a lot more to prepare next time for the next YCS that I go to, whichever will probably be Niagara. I think will be the next YCS in September, so definitely be preparing a lot more. And another thing too, I could go into detail about how I could have done better at certain points and certain matches, but I don't want to bore anybody with the unnecessary details. One main takeaway is that anytime you go to a tournament, any locals, any regional, any OTS, any YCS, any nationals tournament, whatever it is, one of the most important things you can take away from an event like that, if you don't do well, even if you do well, is to just reflect on what happened. Like for me, for a small example, it's just like my round 1, game 3, I had game and I completely missed it. And instead of getting super flustered and tilted, I just wrote my first hand down for game 3 after the match was over in the notebook that I was taking life points in. I'm like, this is my starting hand. Later, I'm going to come back to this and think, okay, what could I have done differently with this, knowing what my opponent had at that point? And it was crazy to be like, wow, I had game there with a line that I didn't see. And that it occurred to me a couple other times after, talking to my friends after the tournament. So I'm like, what would you have done with this hand, right? Talking to my friend Adam, who was playing Sword Soul, who I think got 139th place, so shout out to him. Not terrible, right? I think he did the best out of everybody who went from Buffalo. So proud of him for that. And we were basically on the same deck list for the most part. But, yeah, just being able to, talk to my friends that were playing the deck and be like, what have you done in this hand? And they say, oh, I do this, this, this. And I'm like, well, I only did this. Those little bits of valuable information are so important. Because, at the end of the day, if you go to a tournament, like I said, and you reflect, like all these examples I'm giving, and you just reflect on these small things and your losses and your wins, you just come out of that event a better player. And that's a very important thing. A lot of people overlook that. They just constantly toss it to me, oh, I was unlucky. Oh, my opponent's lucky he drew this, or bad matchup, right? And yes, that can be the case sometimes where you do just get unlucky and there's nothing else you could do, right? But that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. But if you take the time to put the emotions aside and all of that, and you just look and just clearly look back and reflect, like, okay, I could have done this, and you just come out of that event a better player. And that's how I feel. And I'm glad that I have at least that, because that's a very valuable thing, right? And a lot of the mistakes that I made, I won't make a second time. And if I do, then that's on me, right? But, yeah, hopefully all what I just said made sense. Just take that time, especially on a long drive back, right? Or, the night after the tournament, whether you're in the shower or you're just laying there on your hotel bed, just thinking, right? Whatever it may be, just reflect on those things. It helps out a ton, trust me. And I think going forward will help you see other things with your deck, and how to be better with it too. But yeah, also one thing this goes with and I'll just say this really quick. This goes with just events coming back. One goal that I have specifically is to try to get more reps in at these higher level events. With the formalities, the pen and paper life points, submitting deck lists, long tournaments, rounds, all these things, just getting more acquainted with that, getting those competitive reps in is going to be very, very helpful going forward. So I want to be in more regionals, more YCS as time comes up. So that's kind of my goal going forward. And also when I just play matches in general, I want to be using pen and paper. I want to treat it like it's a YCS. So when I go to these events, it's not such a completely foreign landscape where oh, we have to do this, right? The more you practice those things, it makes it going to those events a lot easier. Because think about somebody who's gone to a YCS for the 10th, 15th time, right? It's just business as usual. Or somebody who hasn't gone to that many, it's okay, this is a big thing, right? Lots of unfamiliar things that I don't typically do when I play at locals, right? That's one thing I want to get under my belt. It's just more reps on those types of things, if that makes sense too. But yeah, that has been my YCS Hartford vlog. How long is this going here? 9 minutes. Okay, I've been talking to myself for 9 minutes here. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Maybe I cut some things out. Maybe I don't. Deck profile for my Sword Soul list should be up. Also, my brother's Earth Machine deck profile will probably be up sometime too. I don't know when. I don't know what's going up first. I don't know what's going up last. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of my content, I'd invite you to click on one of the videos on the bottom of the screen right now or in a few seconds from now. And as always, Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, a special thank you goes to our Divine Level channel members who go above and beyond to support this channel, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, and HCH Cyber. Thank you guys so much as always for showing me kind and generous support of the channel.